And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
The Garlic Vampires is a game for kids in which players are trying to get their vampires to gather as much garlic as they can while avoiding tomatoes. Vampires are a popular theme these days, but these vampires are more of the Muppet variety, Count Chocula, if you will. Very non-frightening. I mean, the fact that they're going after garlic itself to get it because they're hungry and they need it for their feast should give some indication of how the game is played. Actually, the game is rather clever, and it's going to probably be a little bit in-depth for kids to some degree because each player is a hidden color. But let me just show you what the game's all about. At the beginning of the game, each player is given a card which shows which color vampire they are. And there's 4 cards, so there could be up to 4 players playing the game. If there's fewer than 4 players, then just the neutral players, the other colors are neutral players or computers. Basically, then, each vampire is going to start in their own palace and in their own house, and they're heading up to the castle up here. Now, at the top, next to the castle, are 3 clouds, numbered 1, 2, and 3. On top of those, from a pile of tokens, are placed different tokens. Now, these tokens are going to show garlic, which are worth points. As you can see, both of those are worth 3 garlic points. Actually, all 3 of them are. But there are other tokens that you can get too, like tomatoes and such, which are worth negative points. On a player's turn, they simply are going to take these 4 dice here that match the 4 colors of the vampires. They're going to roll those dice, and then they're going to look at the results of their roll. If you roll a bat, which takes the place of a 6 on these dice, then you cannot move that color vampire. You must move 2 vampires, if possible. If you roll 3 or 4 bats, you can't move. You can only move 1 or actually 0. But of the remaining 3 dice here in this situation, I must pick 2 of them. I'm going to move 2 vampires that far on my turn. So let's say in this instance I pick red and green. So red will move 1 space and green will move 3. And it's very, very simple. Once a player moves a vampire to the top, that vampire gets the token that's on the 3. At that point, the token on number 2 is moved to 3. The token on 1 is moved to 2. And a new token comes out. And we continue on. The vampire goes back to his house. As you can see, the new token that's come out is a tomato, which is worth a negative point at the end of the game. So, what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your vampire to the top when garlic is there and move other people's vampires to the top when the tomatoes are there. Now, at the same time, and this is going to be harder for kids, you're trying to prevent people from knowing which one is yours. So maybe you might give garlic to another player just to keep other people from thinking that that player is you. As you can see here in the distribution of the tiles, there's some 3s, 2s, and 1s, and then some tomatoes. And so there's a pretty even mix. When all the tiles are gone, players add up their points. Whoever has the most garlic wins. If there's a tie, whoever has the most tokens wins. If there's a tie, it's still a tie. And that's the game. The components of the game are very well done. They look very nice. The wooden vampires are friendly. Kids aren't going to even think twice about playing the game. And the board has very good artwork. The tiles are very easy to manipulate and move. When you pull your tile of your color, it's very obvious what color you are. The gameplay itself, I find it very good for a children's game in a sense. The box here says 5 to 99. I would say that age 5 may be too young to grasp the strategies of the game. It's not that difficult to play the game. You roll dice, you move 2 vampires, but knowing how to move your vampire into better positions actually takes a little bit of thought. And I think this is pretty deep for a kid's game, and I had a lot of fun with it, trying to guess who each player was when it comes to their color, and then trying to move my vampire so that it got the best tokens. What did you think of the game?
I like about the secret of colors, and last time when I played it, I got a red, and my dad figured out very quickly, and he was green.
Right, and because it was her first time playing, it was easy to figure out what color she was. But as they learn, as you play more times, kids are going to learn better and better how to disguise what color they are, and so it helps teach them some skills in that regard. And so I have to give this one thumbs up. I think this is an excellent game. What do you think?
Double thumbs up.
double thumbs up.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.